Good evening, viewers. You're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where I curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. These are the headlines. Complaints mount against Mahua Moitra for her controversial Kaali remark. Bajrang Dal files complaint in Assam. Delhi BJP demand Mahua's arrest. Top TMC leader claims that the party is mulling action against Mahua Moitra. TMC MP Shogata Roy claims that with time a decision will be taken. After smoking Kaali poster, filmmaker Leena Manimekalai tweets smoking Shiva and Durga images, calls India a hate machine. He was tutored by cops in custody to pose as drunk in escape law. Now Ajmer's hate monger Khadim, who was an attendant at the Ajmer Dargah, seen flashing thumbs up sign. Dramatic rescue caught on camera in Jamnagar, Gujarat. School kids stuck in a bus in flood waters. They've been brought to safety now. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann ties knot with long-time sweetheart Gurpreet in a Chandigarh Gurdwara. Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal plays father of groom, blesses the newlyweds. Boris Johnson steps down as UK Prime Minister after multiple scandals and mass cabinet resignations. Rishi Sunak in contention to be the next British Prime Minister. All right, viewers. Pan-India complaints are mounting against TMC MP Mahua Moitra. From Assam to Delhi, complaints FIRs continue to mount. In Assam, Bajrang Dal has filed a complaint against Mahua Moitra in Hailakandi police station. Meanwhile, in Delhi, another complaint has been filed against Moitra at the Sansad Marg police station by the Bharatiya Janata Party. BJP has demanded immediate action and FIRs should be lodged and the culprits should be arrested. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee and the TMC continue to keep distance from Moitra, while Mahua remains defiant, declaring that she will defend her statement on Ma Kaali made at the India Today Conclave East till her death. The TMC has officially said that it does not endorse Mahua's statement and the party has in fact condemned it. Addressing a public event in Kolkata today, Mamata Banerjee was evasive on the issue, saying that people need to understand sentiments of others. On the other hand, in a conversation with India Today, TMC MP Shogata Roy said parties mulling action against Mahua.
আমার অনেক সময় মনে হয় আমরা যখন ছোট ছিলাম আমরা কত ছোট ছোট কবিতা পড়তাম সেগুলো নিয়ে কখনো কিন্তু কোশ্চেন ওঠেনি যে আই বৃষ্টি ঝেপে ধান দেব বেপে এই নিয়ে কেউ কিন্তু কোশ্চেন করেনি এরা যে কি গ্রুপ আমি জানি না মেবি তারা একটা সমাজের বড় সেকশন তাদের আমি রেসপেক্ট করি কিন্তু ভাবতে বলবো আপনি যখন একটা বাচ্চার জন্য কিছু তৈরি করবেন আপনাকে প্রথমে বাচ্চা সাজতে হবে আপনার মনটাকে বাচ্চার মতো হতে হবে তবেই কিন্তু আপনাকে বাচ্চাকে বাচ্চার মতো শিক্ষা দিতে পারবেন
Dক্ষিণেশ্বর, I totally agree with the view expressed by the Dক্ষিণেশ্বর Kali temple authorities. Dক্ষিণেশ্বর is only one of the most revered Kali temples because Thakur Sri Ramakrishna did his sadhana, did his meditation over there. And what they've said about the Kali poster, I totally agree. It's not approved, it's not acceptable. We are considering Mahua's statement. The party will take a decision at the appropriate time. But Mamata Banerjee has always been for secularism. She has always been for respect for all religions. And she personally is a worshipper of Kali. Every year she has a Kali Puja at her home. So her views in this matter are well known. While she is personally a worshipper, she does not want any disrespect shown to any religion. That's her view. We'll ignore what BJP says. We shall take our own decision. Mahua is defend her own case legally. The party has no interest in the matter.
At this point, again, I'd like to ask you, is there any disciplinary action you all are mulling over? Is that a discussion within your party right now?
Whole matter, we shall take a decision at the appropriate.
All right, viewers, what you just heard, and it's rather interesting because the TMC has not just distanced itself from Mahua Moitra's comment, they've also condemned the comment. And now what you just heard, Chaudhary Roy, he's an old seasoned hand where it comes to the Trinamool Congress party, and he wouldn't say anything without actually knowing the internal workings of the party. And he has confirmed to India Today that possibly action might be mulled where Mahua Moitra's comments were concerned. To hark back, Mahua Moitra was addressing a session at the India Today Conclave in which, when asked about the raging controversy around Mahua Kaali and a poster of one filmmaker in which Mahua Kaali was shown depicted as smoking a cigarette, Mahua Moitra said that she really had no issues with that because for her, Mahua Kaali is a meat-eating, alcohol-accepting deity. Well, she's come under heavy flak. The TMC, after that, distanced itself and even condemned the comments by its own MP. I want to cut across to Surya Agni Roy, who's joining us with the latest. Surya Agni, what's interesting in all of this is that the Trinamool Congress could have distanced itself from the comments of Mahua Moitra. It's chosen to not just do that, but also condemn it. And now with what senior leader Chaudhary Roy told us, action might be contemplated against Mahua Moitra.
Well, absolutely. Preeti, if we just look at the past 48 hours, there has been numerous amounts of developments in this particular story which relates to Mahua. Today, Chaudhary Roy has clearly stated to India Today that they will be, considering taking some kind of action after a discussion with the top leadership, including the Supremo, that is Mamata Banerjee, because we need to, understand the fact that without the approval of Mamata Banerjee, nothing is going to happen in Trinamool Congress. So if she wants to take action against Mahua, action will be taken. If she doesn't want to, then no action will be taken. Secondly, today when an 8-member delegation went to the governor, Jagdeep Dhankar's residence at the Raj Bhavan to register their protest against Dilip Ghosh's comment on Mamata Banerjee's lineage. We had asked them what is the party stand on Mahua Moitra. Now, Kunal Ghosh, who is the designated spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, he clearly stated that they condemn the fact that in no way can any religious entity be defamed in the country. So they condemn the poster of that particular film, which created this entire controversy. Secondly, on the Mahua Moitra thing, they did not specify Mahua's name in this particular issue, but they stated that there are different types of rituals that happen in different places and in different parts of the country. So this is what the stand of the Trinamool Congress is is currently at right now. Only the next couple of days will tell us what happens with Mahua Moitra, whether or not the party finally takes action on Mahua Moitra, because let's not forget that what the BJP wants, apart from legal action, apart from the numerous police complaints that have been happening, is that they are citing the example of what the BJP did with Nupur Sharma. That is, Nupur was suspended from the party. Action was taken by the BJP on their own. So what they mean is that some kind of an action needs to be taken by the Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee.
Right. Surya Agni, thank you for joining us. We're going to continue to come back to you for further updates. Meanwhile, I want to cut across to this big developing story that is taking place in England, viewers, after facing setback after setback, scandals after scandals. Setback is a very mild word to put on what the cabinet of the United Kingdom had come under. Boris Johnson, this afternoon, in the UK, resigned as the UK Prime Minister and leader of the Tory party. As speculation is rife over who will be the next Prime Minister, former Boris aide and UK Chancellor Rishi Sunak has emerged as the top contender. Over 50 ministers this morning have tendered in their resignation from the Boris government, further snowballing the crisis. The mass resignations against Boris not only set a record but also signalled that it was his time to step down. Boris in his statement said that No one is remotely indispensable, and he was sad about leaving the best job in the world. From Partygate to sleazy scandals, Boris Johnson's had a tumultuous last 1 year as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, ultimately leading his aides to claim a lack of confidence in his governance. And now Boris Johnson has accepted the mandate of his own party.
As we've seen at Westminster, the herd instinct is powerful, and when the herd moves, it moves. And my friends, in politics, no one is remotely indispensable. And our brilliant and Darwinian system will produce another leader equally committed to taking this country forward through tough times, not just helping families to get through it, but changing and improving the way we do things, cutting burdens on businesses and families, and yes, cutting taxes, because that is the way to generate the growth and the income we need to pay for great public services. New leader, I say, whoever he or she may be, I say I will give you as much support as I can. And to you, the British public, I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you to know how sad I am to be giving up the best job in the world. But them's the breaks. I want to thank Carrie and our children and all the members of my family who've had to put up with so much for so long. I want to thank the peerless British Civil Service for all the help and support that you have given our police, our emergency services, and of course our fantastic NHS, who at critical moment helped to extend my own period in office, as well as our armed services and our agencies that are so admired around the world, and our indefatigable Conservative Party members and supporters, whose selfless campaigning makes our democracy possible.
All right, viewers, for those of us interested in what really led to the downfall of Boris Johnson was a slew of scandals. Take a look.
Mr. Speaker, I want to apologise.
When did things start to unravel for Boris Johnson?
He was hosting boozy parties in Downing Street.
He's lied to the British public, he's lied to Parliament.
Boris Johnson, the party is over.
And he must resign.
From sleaze scandal to lockdown parties, recent events have badly tarnished the leadership credentials of Britain's Prime Minister. This timeline tracks some of the missteps and controversies that got him to this point. In November, The Mirror publishes the first of many media reports about Christmas parties taking place in government offices, including Johnson's own Downing Street office, in December 2020.
Was a Christmas party thrown in Downing Street for dozens of people on December the 18th?
At that time, such gatherings were banned because of the coronavirus lockdown. In fact, this was the PM's message to the public.
Given the early evidence we have on this new variant of the virus, the potential risk it poses, it is with a very heavy heart, I must tell you, we cannot continue with Christmas as planned.
In December, Johnson told journalists that no lockdown restrictions were broken. Hours later, a leaked video emerged showing his staff laughing and joking over how to explain a gathering in Downing Street. The next day, Johnson apologised and his then press secretary resigned.
The British people have made immense sacrifices in the ongoing battle against COVID-19. I now fear that my comments in the leaked video of the 20th of December last year have become a distraction in that fight.
I was also furious to see that clip. And Mr. Speaker, I apologise unreservedly for the offence that it has caused up and down the country, and I apologise for the impression that it gives.
On December the 9th, Johnson's party, the Conservatives, are fined $23,500 by the electoral watchdog for failing to accurately report a donation that helped fund the refurbishment of the Prime Minister's official residence. Several days later, on December the 14th, more than 100 of Johnson's Conservative lawmakers voted against his new coronavirus restrictions. dealing a blow to his authority and raising more questions about his leadership. On December the 19th, more controversy. This time a photo of Johnson and more than a dozen other people drinking wine in the garden of his Downing Street residence, taken during the first COVID-19 lockdown in May 2020. At that time, this was the government's message to the public on gatherings.
You must obey the rules on social distancing, and to enforce those rules, we will increase the fines for the small minority who break them.
In January, broadcaster ITV publishes a leaked email from Johnson's private secretary inviting more than 100 people to a, quote, bring your own booze party in the garden of Downing Street in May 2020. ITV says Johnson and his partner Carrie were among the 40 or so people who attended.
Mr. Speaker, I want to apologise. When I went into that garden just after 6 on the 20th of May 2020 to thank groups of staff before going back into my office 25 minutes later to continue working, I believed implicitly that this was a work event.
He's finally been forced to admit what everyone knew, that when the whole country was locked down, he was hosting boozy parties in Downing Street. Yes. Is he now going to do the decent thing and resign?
All right, I want to quickly shift focus. With months to go for elections in Karnataka, the Congress is battling another all-out fight within its own party. And it is the senior-most party leaders who are now fighting it out in the open. DK Sivakumar and Siddharama have resorted to bickering over birthday celebrations. Siddharama supporters have planned a mega 75th birthday celebration in August and have called the day as Siddharama Utsav. And Karnataka Congress chief DK Sivakumar has said it's clear he won't be a part of the celebrations. Sivakumar has clearly stated the birthday parties isn't his priority, but rather he'll be busy with the Padayatra that Sonia Gandhi's called for. Interesting, the fight now going down within the party as elections are just a year ahead. The showdown between the two leaders is now escalating as both have made it clear that they want to be declared Congress's chief ministerial face by the High Command. And Siddaramaya's birthday bash is being seen as a show of strength right before elections.
The time for me is the priority that Indian independence 75 years birthday. That is a program given by Srimati Sonia Gandhi and the entire Congress rank and file. On 15th August, we have to have more than 1 lakh people in march. And 75 kilometers of Padayatra has been given by the ACC. That is our priority. Other birthdays definitely will go on. Every year we'll have, and we don't have any objection or comments on that.
So it is the internal matter of Congress. However, all these things are in public. We are there to see. The entire party is not behaving like a responsible opposition. That is my concern. What is their internal matter is none of my botheration. But in a democracy, we need good government and good opposition.
All right, viewers, let's cut across right now to Mumbai and get you the latest coming in. It's monsoon mayhem in the city of Mumbai. Heavy rains have wreaked havoc in Mumbai's Thane. Flooding was witnessed at various places in the Thane region after heavy rains hit the city on Wednesday night. Incessant rains led to waterlogging in several areas. Mumbai and adjoining areas also witnessed heavy rains over the last 48 hours. Several areas witnessed flash floods and traffic movement has now been affected. The NDRF has also been deployed in Mumbai, Thane and Kolhapur. The IMD has issued a red alert for Mumbai, Thane and Palghar for Friday.
हमारी कल्याण के लिए एक टीम आई है पर्टिकुलरली टोटल 20 रेस्क्यू है उसमें हमारे पास फ्लड रिलेटेड टोटल इक्विपमेंट है जो भी मेरे पास टोटल 20 रेस्क्यू है और फ्लड की कोई भी यहाँ पे एमरजेंसी होगी जैसे वाटर लॉगिंग होगी या फिर एमरजेंसी फ्लड के रिलेटेड जितने भी इक्विपमेंट है हमारे पास प्रॉपर है उसके अलावा हमारे पास बिल्डिंग कोलैप्स के रिलेटेड पूरे इक्विपमेंट है.
All right, well, congratulations are in order for Bhagwant Mann, but he's also facing a fair amount of criticism. Akali Dal has targeted the Punjab Chief Minister over his marriage to Gurpreet Kaur after separation. Akali spokesperson Daljit Jima has made an ugly personal attack on Chief Minister Mann, saying that his government has brought in the Imran Khan model to Punjab, obliquely referring to the many marriages of the former Pakistan Prime Minister. The jibe came after Mann kept Akali Netas out of the marriage ceremony. Meanwhile, security has been tightened in and around Sector 8 Gurdwara, where Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann and his wife performed marriage rituals. A jubilant Gurpreet couldn't help gush about her marriage, taking to Twitter saying that the big day has finally come. A fact-check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group. There's a claim suggesting activist Teesta Setalwan spitting at the cops. Incorrect, viewers. The fact-check on that, the woman is Netta D'Souza, acting president of Mahila Congress. Nothing to do with Teesta Setalwan.